What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the GamerDad channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So there's some information that we finally got. I think even in the presentation before season 11, it was out there, but I thought I'd go ahead and highlight it because I think it's an interesting proposition overall. If you're someone who, you know how it is in the division, your RNG is absolutely stellar, I'm certain that this is something that's going to benefit you. So yesterday on Twitter, I think Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear was asking Morten Ryberg a question, or he was just asking a question about something regarding the seasons. I don't necessarily know, nor do I care about, this aspect of things, but I think, Buzz, you may have opened a can of worms. So shout out to you for inadvertently possibly doing that. So apparently somebody underneath his response to this question asked and says, Morten, do we know a drop rate for Eagle Bearer in the dark zone? Is it 0.024%? Thanks. And Morten said, can't remember the exact number, but it's equal to the exotics in heroic PvE. Now, you guys know, and somebody said, I think somebody went ahead and continued to reply, and then this person said, thank you. So now I think we're in a very interesting spot. The Eagle Bearer's drop rate is, yes, low in the dark zone, but it's not necessarily as low as you would think. And if you're somebody who has good RNG, I have a very strong feeling that we're going to be seeing the first few Eagle Bearer drops in the dark zone, especially if you're willing to jump in there and run around. And hopefully you might be able to realize or learn the patterns of players in your region. And if you don't want any hassles, you can basically go into your dark zones and try to get empty servers, or at least when the player counts are quite low. On PC, in our regional servers, I know when to jump into the dark zone if I really wanted to farm, but I haven't done it in a very long time. But this is just something that, I think will probably benefit a lot of folk. Now, I know that this is a stretch, but it provides an option. But there are other means in getting, an Eagle Bearer, depending on what platform you're playing on. And I wanted to go ahead and shout out my clan, because this is a clan that runs a lot of raids. This is a clan that actually will be happy to help you, learn the raid, help you to actually understand the patterns, so that you can even maybe run with us from time to time, or maybe even be able to run with any other clan and not feel like, you're a fish swimming in, deeper waters than you're capable of. This reduces the overwhelming nature of things, in my opinion. So I strongly, would ask you to consider maybe running with a clan. And if you're looking for one, the LCN clan, I'm going to leave their Discord link in the description below. And I think this is definitely going to open the door for you to be able to get it. I remember when I started playing my Division PlayStation account and or Division 2 PlayStation account and getting more serious with it, I know some folk here in the community kind of helped me, with the level 40 and all that stuff. But the LCN clan were like, hey man, come join our clan and stop being a dud, because I like to fly solo for the most part, guys. This is my nature, so I had to even break out of the I don't want to, the whole anxiety thing with groups and so on and so forth. But I do understand for those who say, man, it's kind of stressful mentally to kind of go into a new group and so on and so forth. I don't think anybody really cares. Everybody was new at one time, so a lot of people that are helping folk in this area are actually quite understanding. In fact, I think I got an invite from one of my clanmates the other day. I could not accept him. My mother-in-law was, visiting, so we were chatting about all kinds of stuff, because me and my mother-in-law, we work in the same field. So usually when, she comes around, we just usually kind of catch up on a lot of the happenings going on. It's a very important field in America. I mean, well, not the biggest deal, but it is, for the most part, it is. Some of you who know what I do, it's kind of like one of those critical areas where, it comes with a lot of challenges and so on and so forth. But the raids really do open up the door. I think one thing people don't even realize too is Dark Hours is just a DPS check. The way the raid was designed requires for you to just carry a very good DPS build, and it's nothing you don't have the items for. In fact, if you have 3 Providence items, a Contractor's Glove, and say you have a Fox Spray and knee pads, I think you're fine. And to maybe, sweeten the deal, get yourself one of those, your shotguns that's basically going to be adding status effects. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head. Help me, Lord. As a division agent, you should know these things. But I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Most of you do. It's the gun that I'm actually, it's the shotgun. Oh, well, I'm not using it in this video. Well, darn. Anyways, you know what I mean. I can't believe I cannot remember the name. And these are just some of the things that I think can help you, because that the way that weapon works, it kind of, in a sense, paralyzes enemy NPCs because there are a lot of status effects that you do get to add to them as you're actually playing the game. So this is definitely something that I think a lot of people can get their hands on. If you even want to maybe go, a little bit gung-ho, I would say maybe the Baker's Dozen might even serve you well, in this scenario, because this is something that a lot of folk don't necessarily pay attention to as well. The Baker's Dozen is a rifle, and it does semi-auto fire. It does a lot of damage. It's named, and it has a very decent talent as well that makes things work for a lot of people. And yes, I don't have raid footage. I'm sure somebody's going to say, oh, you're talking about a raid. Where's your raid footage? I don't have raid footage on this computer because I wiped the whole freaking computer. But you get my point. Those of you who are looking for the Eagle Bear, you have two options. If your RNG is pretty good, then I say, maybe the Dark Zone might be a decent place for you. And if you have a clan, you have clanmates. If you maybe get the Eagle Bear and you don't want to go fire the extract, whatever, and maybe you're not sure if, bad guys are hiding around the corner, you can pretty much go into a server, log out, go to your clan and organize, say, hey man, there are a bunch of, I have an Eagle Bear and I need to extract it. And I think a lot of clanmates would be happy to come in and kind of help you navigate through that. And there are some people who are like, yeah, you can get a bunch of your clan members, a bunch, when I, know what I mean, into the server, so that it's not as easy as, it may seem for somebody to come in and try to get your Eagle Bear. It's a really big weapon. It takes 8 people to get it, right? Well, I mean, you could employ another 7 people in the Dark Zone to kind of help you extract it. I mean, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. I don't want to get us all in trouble, so I'm going to leave here. Peace out.